All right, guys, what's up? So, a couple days ago, I did a video called "Weaves Are Gross and They Stink." Subsequently, this guy named Sam, I can't remember the last part of your name, but his name was Sam something, did a response video. It was like 17 minutes long. Right now, as of late, I am back on 10-hour days again, so I am working a lot. So I don't have time to do a proper full scale type of response type thing. And then with that, Mr. Sam brought up a lot of a lot of topics, and I prefer to go over each one of them in small in a short video, as opposed to do them all at one time and make this, because this is going to take a while, because I don't think he really quite realized, at least in my eyes, he brought up a lot of stuff.
Good morning, ladies and gents. Sammy Sim in the building with a quick follow-up this morning of Black Hair Weeks Part 1 before I leave out and start my day. And, of course, the first one was a response to a fellow YouTuber, which I did not mean to come across offensive to him. And I know, he probably did, just based off of the comment that I got off of the previous message. But I guess I'll just explain why I did it. My general perspective is just, for the aid of all black men and women. Those who wear weave, if I'm going to sit here and talk about weave, at least let me base the premise on why I don't like it and why I believe black women wear weave. And, of course, black women will first say that the reason why they wear the weave is to protect their natural hair. I know this. In comparison to females who get braids in their hair, with the braids that they get in their hair, the hair is still visible. With weave, you don't see too much of your hair. You may see perm portions, but you'll never see the braids that are actually knitted before the weave is placed on your head. You don't see that. So it is a big difference in, your hair, still your pores and your scalp needs oxygen, and, it needs air as well. So, for them to say that they cover their hair to protect it, that's false. They know it. It is a psychological thing. But, it's better for us as black men to understand it and, try to do something to change it. But just pointing the finger and saying, oh, black women wear weave. Oh, you need to stop wearing weave. I don't talk to black women wear weave. Now, I don't either, because sometimes it's hard to talk to them. But I do find that, when you meet females with weave and, you kind of slip your message in as friends, if you slip your message in, sooner or later they'll start wearing weave and, they'll wear natural, and they're like, oh, Sam, look, I'm wearing my hair natural. Now, they're like, wow, it looks good. And I've told women this. I've even told heavyset women this, like, you know what? You actually look better now, with your hair natural. I didn't say it bluntly like that. I just, said, hey, man, you look nice. Wow, you really, really, really look nice now, and they're not like, well, you know what, do you want the draws now, Sam? So it's not like that. It's still like, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. And, they lighten up, and I'm actually telling I'm telling the truth. I'm like, wow, you really do look better now. And I've mentioned this in a couple of other videos, how, I like women with short natural hair. Hell, I'd even go for a woman who looks like a cancer patient, as long as she's natural. And I don't think that that's the case with a lot of these other black YouTubers. Not all of them, but a vast majority of them would not mess with a woman if she was bald, if she was a cancer patient, or someone who appeared to be a cancer patient. they wouldn't talk to those type of women. Me, on the other hand, I find it attractive. I mean, look at these pictures. You know, you cannot tell me. I mean, even without the makeup, you can't tell me that these women are not beautiful. And of course, I'm gonna, say that just straight from the heart. But what I'm going to get in my comments, and other people are gonna say, "Oh, that's some ugly bitches." That's ugly. I can't fuck with no bald head bitch. Man, look, that's crazy, man. It has nothing to do with the body, and it has nothing to do with that box. You know, like, just because she has a bald head doesn't mean that she can't reproduce. you know. But on a real tip, when it comes down to wearing hair weaves, like I mentioned before in the previous video, I believe that it does have something to do with the lack of income, the lack of time in some cases, that women just don't have to care for their hair. And I mean, the same with guys. A lot of guys who don't feel like combing their hair every day, what do? They get a lower haircut. They cut their hair low. They keep it real, real low so that they won't have to worry about having to maintain it often. And women want to look beautiful. So I think if a lot of black men even were to say, well, yeah, you know what? I think you look better with your hair natural, and be honest about it. And then women, if they don't like you for who the fuck you are, then fuck them. Keep it moving. Believe me, there's a guy out there who does. And I'm not talking about no broke nigga neither. You know what I'm saying? But it takes hard work. Like I say, it takes hard work on both sides. I mean, just like these guys are working out real, real heavy, and they're busting their ass to buy them an upgraded vehicle. I mean, women, a lot of women just do what they need to do on their side. Get their money together, focus on their health, and focus on their body and their sexiness, and next thing you know, everything will be great. Everything will be great. We need to stop listening to what these other societies think is beautiful. And the guys who do run over there, seriously, those are the lost ones. And yeah, I mean, a lot of guys who say that I'm not fucking around with black women anymore. A lot of those guys, if you look at their background, they weren't raised to be around those type of women. They weren't raised to be around ratchet women. It's a completely, completely different lifestyle than what we live in today. In our lifestyles growing up, having a mother and a father or a strong male influence. So you can't blame those guys for not wanting to deal with some of the things that black women think is cute and sassy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I had one girl mention, and I've said this, but she clarified it, that a lot of females, whenever they get the weave in their hair, and they start shaking their hair, they start shaking their necks and snapping their fingers and shit. They snap their fingers and got that little thing they do with their head at the same time. You get that. Yeah, I still see it. And I see that strut. They feel proud when they have that hair. So, yeah, man, we just gotta do something about it. It makes them happy because the hair is longer. But for it to flow the way it does, it's not gonna flow like that being natural. I mean, even having a perm, it's not having natural hair. So of course the hair's not gonna flow like that. The only way it will flow in some type of aspect is if they had braids, but the braids will be kind of heavy, so those won't flow normally. But man, I hope this is the final chapter of the hair weave for me, because I mean, that's all I really have to say about it. I don't really get too deep into the weave, and I don't really try to convince a lot of these women, because it's almost like black men wearing their pants off of their ass. You know, if you see a black man wearing his pants off of his ass in his early teens, you know, even in his early 20s to mid 20s in a lot of places, you know, you tend to tell them, hey, man, you know what, you need to pull your pants up, man. I can see your pants, man. No homo, but I can see your drawers and shit, man. Y'all be wearing y'all pants off your ass. And, you know, but see, the thing is, if you ask a lot of guys in the late 30s and the 40s as well, I mean, they'll tell you back in the 90s, they used to wear their pants baggy and wear their pants halfway off of their butt because they were influenced by the rappers who did this. And now, when you see them, they don't wear their pants off of their butt, because I've made the comment about a lot of these guys wearing their pants off of their ass. And even with my brother, my mom used to say, hey, you know, why you wearing your pants down? Wear your pants up. And, you know, he stopped that shit. My mom got on him quick about that. And even some places in the hood, there were some women who told their sons the same thing. I would stop by their house and they would be like, well, yeah, you need to take and pull your pants up, Kevin. And then, you know, Kevin will pull his pants up in front of his mom, you know, or when his grandmother is over there, before we go over there, he'll hurry up and pull his pants up real quick before he goes inside of the house. But now Kevin wears his pants up 24/7. On a regular day, he wears his pants above his waist. You know, his pants fit now. But that's the same thing when it comes to weave. You know, these women are going to have to wake up one day and realize, like, man, you know what? I'm pretty. I don't need this shit. And that's what it is. So, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now. I'm looking at the clock. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. And you guys have a safe day. Safe week as well. Sam Sim, and I am out. Peace.
The first thing I'd like to bring up is, or at least the first rebuttal I'd like to throw in there is, and that's the rebuttal to the first topic he brought up, was the whole black women are conforming to white beauty standards. I'm not really sure I believe that, right? Because the typical standard of beauty in America, anyway, is a thin white woman with, you know, a white woman's hair. Well, first of all, I say, you know, fuck that, right? How can you? I don't understand how it is that. Well, let me rephrase that. If that is the case, you know, why are we, as a people, don't have the pride and the self-esteem enough to say, well, you know, yeah, that's the standard of beauty in this country, but I say to hell with that. I'm not like that. I'm not going to look like that, and I'm not going to, you know, force myself to look like that in the as far as hair weave products, skin bleaching, and colored contact lenses and all that crap. You know, I don't understand that. But yeah, I guess you could be right. Maybe you are right. Personally, I think it's more of a thing of self-hate when you do stuff like that, because you don't like the way that you look, so you're trying to make yourself look like the dominant society, or the people who put the standard above you, or say that, you know, you are supposed to look like this. But, you know, what I find real interesting is that lately there seems to be this whole backlash of white women who are fighting this beauty standard, at least as far as weight is concerned, and they have this what's that model, that plus size, can't remember her name. She's a plus size model. She's pretty freaking big, and she has some hashtag on Tumblr or Instagram, and I can't remember her name. I don't, she's got long red hair. She's got red hair, long hair, and tattoos, and she's definitely fat, and she's got all these followers and all this body positive stuff like that. So I mean, what I don't understand is how come these quote unquote overweight white women can fight the beauty standard, but black women are trying to conform to it, and in the process, literally killing for these hair weaves, and then once they get them, they leave them in their head for a month and they fucking stink. That's the end of part one.